And what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video on this channel. If you are new here, I am Michael, and on this channel I'm talking mainly about self-development stuff, but also you can find here some style and fitness tricks. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching, man. So today I want to talk about one thing that you are still probably doing wrong when you are arguing with women. So listen up. So straight into it, guys. What is that one thing that you are still doing wrong? You are being logical. So right now you are maybe scratching your head and like, man, I thought my whole life, right, that being logical is a great thing, right? Because if you are solving problems with logical sense, that's great. It's awesome, man. Continue in doing that. But if you are arguing with women, it is completely different, man. Like, don't try to be logical. Why? Let me explain. So, why being logical is actually a bad thing if you're arguing when you are arguing with women. And simply, guys, as a man, you must realize that your mind is, more on that logical side. So when a problem appears, you're like, okay, so what is the best solution for this problem? What is the most logical way to solve this problem, right? And that's great, because like, you are a man, right? You are thinking, as I said, more on that logical side. When on the other hand, women tend to, solve problems and face problems and also, just do things more on that emotional side, right? So they are, when a problem appears, women are like, they just, like, not like they are dumb, of course not, man, like, I'm not saying that, but man's mind and a woman's mind is a completely different, like, it is completely different, man, like, I really mean it. As I said, man is thinking more on that logical side and women on emotional side. So that's why if you are arguing with your friend, who is also a man, you're not screaming and yelling at each other. You are just, calling yourself on your BS, right? So you just, don't like something that your friend is doing, right? So you are like, okay, man, like, I'm sorry, but I just don't like the way you are doing some things, etc., right? And he is like, okay, man, I can see where you're going, and okay, got it, man. But you are not screaming at each other, right? You are not fighting. You're just thinking more on the logical side. But when, like, when you will see women arguing, most of the times they are screaming at each other and they are reacting, as I said, with their emotions. And most of the times they are overreacting because of these emotions. But there is a big difference, man, like when a man and woman are arguing, right? Because as I said, man is logical and woman is emotional. I mean their minds, right? So it is basically like smashing your head against the wall. It will not break, like it doesn't work like that. So for this one, guys, I have a kind of fresh example. Yesterday, I returned back from the gym, I returned home, and I was doing some stuff that I am normally doing, right? Some supplementation, I am taking creatine after workout, whatever. General stuff for fitness. And I was preparing my meal, I was doing scrambled eggs, and my parents were also home, and we were just talking about some stuff, and somehow we touched, like, I don't know, things that we are not using, right? Some stuff, we should throw out, right? Because we are not using them anymore. And I said, like, I threw away this and this and this, right, etc. Some things. And then I was just stirring the meal, right? The eggs, scrambled eggs. And like, I don't know why, but my mother just started to scream at me, man. I like, yeah, she was like yelling at me, screaming at me, bad words. And you know what? You know what bad words? You know, and I was like, what? Like, but we were not using that thing anymore, right? So why should we have it right here, man? Like in our apartment, right? In our condo. And I was like, but we are not using it anymore, as I said. And she was like, it doesn't matter, and etc. etc. As I said, she was screaming. She was so damn mad at me. I was like, this is kind of weird, man. Like, but like, why? Right now, not right now, but this morning I was still thinking about it, right? And I realized, and that's why I'm making this video, right? I realized that I was just trying to be logical, right? Because my mother, she had some, feelings, some emotional connection to that thing that I threw away. And that's when she was trying to be emotional, because she was emotionally attached to that thing. I'm not going to name what that thing was, because it doesn't matter, right? What matters is the topic of this video. And on the other hand, I was trying to be logical, right? As I said, she was screaming at me and yelling at me, and that it doesn't matter, that we don't need it anymore, but because it was this, because memories, right, and all this stuff. And I was like, but as I said, we don't need it. And like, why should we have it in our condo, right? If we are not using that thing anymore, it doesn't make any sense, right? That's when I was just, smashing the wall with my head. But as I said, it doesn't work like that, man. I was just trying to be logical. On the other hand, she was trying to be emotional. So that's why this big conflict appeared. So right now you are wondering, so, what am I supposed to do, right? Where I'm in some situation where it just, the situation requires me to take like action on it, right? Not like take action, but just react somehow. So you have, few options. You can either don't react at all, if the situation is okay with that. If you don't need to say anything, that just don't say anything. Sometimes, guys, the best answer is no answer. When somebody is like mad at you and yelling at you for something, just be like, in your head, like, okay, I will not react, because why? Because I don't need, right? And also you have a second option, which which seems to work sometimes, but not all the times. As I said, most of the times it's just better to keep your mouth shut. It is what it is, like, it's true. But back to the second option. The second option you have is simply like, like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I didn't know that that thing was important for you, right? So I'm sorry. And it might seem, kind of weird, kind of like, you are just weak. No, it's not. It's not like that. You're just trying to avoid the conflict. Yes, you are a man. You are being logical all the time, most of the times. But when a situation requires it, you need to be emotional, right? As I said, so that's why you should say something like, as I said, okay, I'm sorry, like, I didn't know that it was important for you, okay? I'm sorry. You are bringing your emotions to it, right? And as I said, sometimes it works, sometimes not. And so most of the times it's just better to keep your mouth shut and just think something in your head and like, okay, it's not important for me, I will avoid this conflict. So that is it, guys. Nice and simple video, I think. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, smash the thumbs up button. Also, man, comment down below where you are from, because I'm from Czech Republic, like kinda small country, man. If you feel generous, click the subscribe button. Also, turn on post notifications on so you'll never miss a new video from me. Stay relentless.